All right, we're going to talk about the two different flavors of assignments in Schoology. There's what I would call, I didn't come up with this, I should say, Jen Johnson came up with this cute name, Flavor 1 and Flavor 2, so you can choose whichever flavor you like. Flavor 1 would be regular. That's an assignment without a template. In that version, students could submit any kind of file. They could submit an audio recording. They can submit just like by typing into a text field, like a brief little journal entry kind of thing, and they can submit that. So if you don't need them to have like a Google Doc or Google Slides as a template, and it's like more creative on their end, then you want Flavor 1, regular assignment. If you want Schoology to create a copy automatically for every student with a template of some Google file, like a drawing or a doc or slides, then you're going to use Flavor 2. And to create them, it's pretty simple. You would go to Add Assignment. If you fill out this stuff, it'll be Flavor 1, right? So you put title of assignment, you put some directions here, and by the way, you can still insert things like images or even Google Docs or slides or whatever, or links. So you can still insert, you can go crazy here. I can record audio or audio and video to explain the directions more. You can go wild here. And then you'll want like a category for sure. You can create a rubric, which I'll show you one in a second. And there's different options down here. Individually assign if you only want some of the kids to see this assignment and not all of them. Like maybe Group A is doing a podcast and Group B is doing slides. Or maybe this is a retake for just one kid. Lock it if you, here, let me show. Here's locking. Like I want to lock this on the last day of school. So kids, in no world do I want you submitting anything to me after June 10th, that kind of thing. I'll leave this unlocked. Published, yes. Submissions enabled, you almost always want that yes enabled. Disabled basically hides it from everybody. It becomes like a ghost element. You can't see it anymore. Grade statistics enabled would mean that kids can see like how they did compared to the class average. Comments are always enabled initially, and you probably want to go in and disable them, because as much as I'd like to think kids will leave comments like, Miss Arscott, can you help me get a start on my introductory paragraph? They're probably going to leave comments like, I'm the king of the world. So just disable it. And that would be for later. So I could create that, and that would be Flavor 1. I'll show you an example of one I already created later. But let's say I want to make this Flavor 2. I click this button. It's going to bring up my Google Drive resources, which yes, are in like some crazy random order. But I know I've got a template out here called See, Think, Wonder. So I select my template, I click Attach, and there it is. This will create a copy of your file for each student, automatically shared between me, the teacher, and each student. And then again, hit Create. So it's a very simple difference between the two, but the outcome looks very different. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So here's the regular assignment. In the middle is basically what kids will see. They see the title, the directions as I wrote them. And you can see here I wrote in my directions, either click Submit and upload a file, or share a link to some random file, or click Submit and then create and type something in the text field. Because I asked Laura and Miss Watts to just like help me out and do anything. So that's what they did. And they saw this rubric, which is like nonsense, but I was just playing around with aligning my rubric to standards in the English curriculum, or making up my own thing, even adding just like a 1-point row on a rubric. I even had this video recording, which I'm not positive will show up in this recording of a recording, maybe. So if you wanted to watch this later, I'll show you how to get to it. But I think that's nice. It had such a good human element. So let's look at what my two students submitted. This is Laura's, which I already left her a bunch of comments because I was playing around with it. She could reply to me, and then I could reply to her. We could have a whole comment stream back and forth on this. She just submitted like a Word document or Google Doc, I'm actually not sure which, really quickly. Or maybe she just typed it in the text field. It's actually a good question. I'm not sure what she did. And I wrote, hi, great job. I even left an audio recording. I did just audio, not video. So that's kind of nice. I like that feature. Again, like I've heard that students are way more responsive to the audio or video feedback than written feedback. Kids just glance over that, don't even read it. Like here I am and I don't even want to read it. But the audio and video, it's so much more human. So I encourage you to try that tool. Here I came and I opened up the rubric and I was able to click around and adjust her score really easily. And then I left her like a little note, don't forget you need to include your name at the top of the document, that kind of thing. So very specific feedback as needed. And it updates her score. So that's nice. And then I just X out of here and then whoop, click on Miss Watts. I left her comments, left her a rubric, left her a comment. Nice, right? So those are my two grades. If I had any that were ungraded at this point, they'd show up at the top, but I don't have any of that right now. So now let's look at my next assignment. What does flavor 2 with a template look like? It immediately looks very different, right? It's got a more is more high-tech looking, more glossy. So this is the description the students saw. And I included in my directions that they'll need to open the attached Google Doc by clicking the words My Document. Because this is what I see, but what kids see is assignment and then My Document. So they have to click on that. They have to give it about 30 seconds to load. It's kind of slow. And then follow the directions in that document that I shared. So I could check my template. I don't need to. In progress is like basically everybody in this Pilot Schools course, except none of you clicked on it, so you're not in progress yet, right? So let's look at the submissions. 3 of you submitted it. Very good work, everybody. So Shetha has her template here, and here's the stuff that she submitted. I actually went through and I left this comment. I said, so astute. She saw an S. And I highlighted this part. I left this pink writing, so I can edit her document. And then I came here and I gave her a score, and completely arbitrary. This is not good practice, everybody. And I wrote, note to self, this was done with help from me, the teacher. And I did not share that comment with the student. Whereas I could come down to Laura's, and I left her a 99, and I said, I can't give you 100 because that would just be too easy. And I shared that with her so she can see that comment. And I also, I left her a comment to the side. Now, this is very small to see, right? So I could open. And good, I needed one more tab. So this is excellent. And I was able to add a comment with a nice big page. So that's nice. Oof, close that. I like having it just here, even if it is small. And then Jackie Watts, right? And I could grade and leave comments for her too. I can even, because I can do this when things are in progress, I could do this during class. Like if we were in class, I could bump in over here to Kathleen's document and start messing with it and leaving comments. And then I could go to Maria's document and start leaving comments. It would look more like this. Like I can bump, whoop, whoop-de-doop-de-doo, just go from one student to the next, even during class, while they're all working on these things. And I'd probably freak them out if I was just like, I'm here. Like, they'd see me randomly popping into their document and probably freak them out. But, you know, maybe that's valuable in and of itself. So I think all I'll do next is show you how to get to these if you want to check them out from the student perspective. So let's go to the Pilot Schools Getting Started course. This is going to be a lot of breadcrumbs to follow. I apologize. You're going to go to the yellow folder for teachers. This will be when you're done the modules and you want to continue learning. And then you want to see sample sandbox folders by some pilot team members. So far, Christy Brooks and I have put stuff in there. So it says must complete, but that's not for you guys. That's just, I was playing with completion rules. And then you want to go to my first lesson. So go to Unit 1 and go to my lesson 1.1. And at the bottom of that page, you'll see my 2 flavors of assignments. So I'll close right here in case you just want to freeze on this screen with the breadcrumbs to follow. All right, gosh, I think I covered it. I showed you how to make it and what it looks like from the teacher perspective. So follow up, if you have any questions, follow-up questions to this, let me know, and I'll make another video for you. Thanks.